Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode. As always, if you are new here, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. So these next two videos are probably some of my favorite videos of the year. I absolutely love making my vision board every single year. And if you have not seen my making of my 2023 vision board, please be sure to go watch that video. I will link it in the description below. I think it's super interesting to watch kind of who I was when I was making this vision board versus who I am now as I'm reviewing this year's vision board, and kind of just what I thought my life was going to be versus what it's turned out to be. I think it's super interesting. So be sure to watch that. Also, as if you've been keeping up with my channel at all, you know that this year was truly the year that changed my life, and so much has changed about my life this year, and so much of what I thought I wanted for myself, I learned that I didn't actually want. So many things that I never even knew about myself, I've discovered this year, things that I want and dreams that I have and desires that I have, all really, really fun things. But I think that that is gonna come across as we review this vision board, just like how much my life has changed, but also how much I have discovered about myself this year. And I think that that's really, really cool. And probably one of my favorite parts about doing the vision board exercise is it really puts into perspective how much your life can change in a year and how much you as a person are constantly evolving and changing. And I freaking love that. So before I make next year's 2024 vision board, I always think it's important to go back and review last year's board, so 2023's board, and just kind of take a look at what I thought I wanted versus what I've made happen for myself, maybe where I've missed the mark, maybe where I've pivoted from things that I wanted, maybe where I've completely changed course. I think it's super fun, so that's what we're gonna do today, and let's get started. Okay, so this is my vision board. I've had this specific board for years now at this point. And I actually have it hung up in my room in like right above my desk where I work every day. And also it's like within like eyesight as like the very first thing that I wake up and see in the morning. So I think that that's important for me. I like to have my vision board where I see it every single day and it's front and center in my life. Okay, so first things first, I am noticing when I first look at this board, one of the first things that I see is emphasis on relationships, specifically like a relationship with a man. And I know that when I started this year, I was in a relationship and I really did want to cultivate that relationship and make it better and make it happier and make it healthier. And I think it's interesting that while that relationship did end and definitely ended for the betterment of my life, I still really focus on a relationship this year. It just ended up being the relationship with myself. And I think that when this year started, I did not realize how much emphasis I needed to put on that and how monumental it would be for my life. So I have focused on relationship and love this year. It's just been really centered around my relationship with myself and loving myself and cultivating my own self-worth and self-respect and self-confidence. And so, yeah, that was a really good pivot for me this year. I also see a good bit on here about health and fitness. And I have definitely, I can say, succeeded in achieving that. I think I'm honestly in probably one of the healthiest and most fit phases of my life right now. I have never been more active than I am right now in my life. I've never really been happier with my body, I would say, than I am right now. I think I'm eating really healthy. I think I'm taking care of myself. Obviously, the no drinking all year has been incredible, and I think that's important to note too. When I made this board, I did not know about my intention to not drink for all of 2023, so that was not something that I put on here, and it ended up being, without a doubt, the most influential change that I made this year was not drinking. It really overflowed into every single aspect of my life. And so I'll put that in the category with the health and fitness, and massive check for me there. Another one that I see here is, and I think this is interesting. So I actually have stuff on here about real estate. So when I ended 2022, started 2023, I really had no career going for myself. It's a massive part of what contributed to the headspace that I was in last year. My career was going nowhere. I had no idea really what I wanted to do with my life. And I was doing real estate at the time, and I honestly hated it and pretty much sucked at it because I did not like it at all. So I think it's interesting that I put that on this board, because obviously when I started the year, it was something that I wanted to focus on and get better at and create a career at. And instead of doing that this year, I actually ended up finding a corporate job that I absolutely love. It makes me happy. I've got job security. It gives me the security that allows me to explore these other avenues of my life. And ultimately, it's the job that led me here to Chicago. So massive change for me there. And that leads me into this bottom area down here, which is pictures of a lot of different houses, which is hilarious to me, because obviously I thought this year that I wanted to kind of settle down and get a house and maybe live that suburban life with this boyfriend that I was talking about. I really thought that that was going to be the lifestyle that I led in 2023, and boy, could that have not been more opposite. I'm now living in a studio apartment in downtown Chicago on my own, like completely different lifestyle. I've never felt more not settled down in a good way in my entire life. And when I started this year, I thought that I was gonna end up possibly more settled down than I had ever been in my entire life. So super interesting shift for me there. A lot of things as well on here about YouTube. So I obviously started this channel at the beginning of 2023, really just documenting the place that my life was in and the changes that I wanted to make, and ultimately the change that I hoped to show in my life by kind of taking control of my life. And that's really what started this channel. So I like that I put YouTube on here, and I think for 2024, it's going to continue to be an emphasis, but I'm honestly incredibly proud of just how consistent I've been on YouTube this year. I've had a lot of ideas in my life. I've had a lot of grandeur plans and things like that, and ideas that have popped into my head that I've been like super gung-ho on for a week or two, and then they fall off. I've had a lot of those in my life, and I think that YouTube is probably one of the first things that I've ever really been passionate about and stuck with project-wise, hobby-wise, potential career-wise. Like, this is the first thing, and I'm really, really proud of just how consistent I've stayed with it all year, and how outside of my comfort zone I got with it. There's a lot of stuff that I've done on this channel this year that I really had to step outside of my comfort zone and not care so much about what other people thought about what I was doing. And that's been really, really good for my self-confidence and self-worth, but also just really teaching myself that you just have to keep going. Just stay consistent. Just keep learning. Everything that you do, every piece of content that you put out, every piece of work that you do is one step towards becoming better and better and better at what you do. And so I'm really proud of myself for sticking with that this year and continuing to make these videos and kind of figuring out the path that I wanted to be on. I also think that it's interesting that I started this year with a podcast. So my channel really started out kind of as just a video format of my podcast. And I've realized throughout the year that I was not passionate about the podcasting side of things. I was passionate about the video creation side of things. And just the level of interaction that I was able to have with all of y'all, my viewers, through YouTube, I honestly feel really, really passionate about. I feel like I'm really able to reach the right audience on YouTube and reach people that I feel like I can really connect with. And I feel like I can do that through YouTube more so than any other platform. So I'm excited to have kind of found my path forward for right now and where I want to focus my time and my energy, which is YouTube. So that's been a really exciting kind of unveiling for this year. Some of the words that really stand out to me. So this one right here is definitely what stands out to me the most on this board. It says, 1 year from now, I want to be able to look back and say, damn, I really did believe in myself and it worked. And I remember making this board last year, and I made this board when I was probably in, you know, the throes of one of the worst headspaces of my entire life. I've talked about that multiple times on this channel. Just how bad last year was and just how scary of a mental place that I was in last year. And I wanted nothing more at the end of 2023 than to be able to look back at the end of 2024 and realize that I pulled myself out of the rut that I was in, that I'm moving myself in a better direction, that I trusted myself, and that I can have confidence in myself to be able to regain control of my life. I wanted nothing more than to have control of my life again. And I can honestly say that 1 year later, I'm looking at this quote and feeling incredibly proud of myself because I did believe in myself this year. Even when I had no reason to believe in myself, even when I had a internal monologue that was constantly telling me, you can't do this, or someone's doing this better than you, or what are you doing? This is embarrassing. Like constantly having thoughts like that. And I persevered through that and I pushed through that. And I really did believe in myself. And I really do believe in myself that I can create the life that I want to live. I'm not there yet, but baby steps each and every day. And I have really, really turned my life around this year. And I'm incredibly, incredibly proud of myself. So that one really, really sticks out to me. And then if you watched my making of this board video, then I talked about this, but we'll go over this. So on every one of my vision boards, I like to make essentially like a personal mission statement. And I pin it to the bottom of my board, and obviously it's there for me to look at throughout the year, but I really love reviewing it at the end of the year because it's me putting my thoughts into words and kind of what I want for myself in the year. And so for 2023, my personal mission statement was, I just want to be happy. I want to feel like my career and my relationships are moving in a positive direction. I want to feel like my life has purpose again. I want to really feel like I'm building my life and finding happiness again. That makes me emotional. That makes me emotional to read because I remember the girl that wrote this mission statement, and I remember the headspace that the girl was in that wrote this mission statement. And she was really, really sad, and she was really, really lost, and she was really, really stuck, and she was really trying to figure out how to fix that, how to fix the mess of the life that she had made. And I think it's interesting that twice in this I wrote that I just want to be happy. I was never more unhappy than I was last year. That was the most unhappy I'd ever been in my entire life, the scariest mental place I had ever been in my entire life. And happiness was such an emphasis for me this year. I am so proud of the girl that wrote this. I am so proud of the girl that sits in front of you today. I am so proud of myself for doing the work, exploring myself, exploring the relationships in my life, really stepping outside of my comfort zone and changing my life this year. I have changed almost every single aspect of my life in 2023. I quit drinking. I moved cities, I got a new job, I have an all new friend group, I have all new hobbies. I really spend my time in a completely different way than I ever have in my entire life. And I can honestly say that I do think that this is one of the happiest I've been in a really, really long time, potentially my entire life. That's a bold statement to make, but this is one of the happiest that I've been in a very, very, very long time. And it is a complete 180 from the life that I was living last year, but I can tell by by this mission statement right here, I wanted nothing more than to have a complete 180 of my life. And I just feel incredibly, incredibly proud to be sitting in front of you, making these videos in this new city with this newfound appreciation for life and appreciation for who I am as a person and what I'm capable of doing. I think this year will go down in history as the year that changed my life, potentially one of the most pivotal years of my entire life. And I don't take that lightly. I don't take it for granted, all of the work that I've done this year, how hard it's been, how mentally challenging and at times mentally draining it is to change your life. It's not easy. It feels like a battle. It feels uncomfortable a lot of the times. There was a lot of times this year that I felt very uncomfortable in my own skin, very uncomfortable in the circumstances that I was in. But I can actually say that as cliche as it sounds, I really did grow the most from that uncomfortability, from being so outside of my comfort zone. And I'm just really, really proud of myself for taking the steps to put myself in the positions that I've been in, because I don't know that this girl right here could have done it alone. And I found the power within me to do it, and I'm just really, really proud. And so 2023, I love looking back on these vision boards. I really do. I just think it's such a great perspective moment for yourself to kind of look at where you were, all the work you've done, where you want to be. And I am about to make my 2024 vision board, so stay tuned for that video. That will be up next. But yeah, it's been an incredible year. I don't take it lightly what this year means to me. I don't take it lightly. Every single one of y'all that watch my videos and interact with my videos, y'all are helping me to achieve my goals and reach my dreams, and I don't take that lightly. I am so grateful for all of y'all, all of the interaction, all of the love that I receive on these videos. As always, please be sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. I absolutely love hearing from y'all. Please be sure to like, follow, share, rate, comment, subscribe, do all of the things, and stay tuned for my 2024 vision board video. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you back next time.